Warning: the following program is a collection of top guys and girls about the happenings in the SRG universe. It's meant to be comedic informative. The opinions expressed on this show do not necessarily reflect the beliefs of their peers, the Big Picture, Trademark, or Twitch. There may be some cuss words and adult themes because that's how humans in the real world talk. If you are young, please seek permission before watching any further. Cheers, Candy Shop Talk. Please don't sue or ban us. Swaggy D, what up, baby? Welcome to Candy Shot Talk,
What
everybody.
up, hoes? Doing good. What's up, baby?
How's it
everything
going?
Everything's going good. Good week. Fourth was dope. A lot of biddies, a lot of glizzies.
How
Living
about
life
that contest?
about the contest. Oh no, I lost that. So ironically enough, because I am good friends with my boss, she likes to play these little mind games where she likes to put everyone in predicaments, right? So she decided to put us in a hot dog eating contest where we both proceeded to get smoked by this gentleman named Rob. So he is now known as Throat God Rob. And one day he'll be upset at us, but it won't be today. How was your fourth? How was dealing with Simple Charles?
So the young boy got acknowledged. There's a picture actually floating around of him being circled by a number of different people, and I'm not going to confirm if I may be one of those people that's looking down on him as I'm putting up that one to press one Chuck. Cannot confirm nor deny that. But it was great. We had a great time. Got to show everybody the new house that Rainbow Apocalypse has purchased because of the Big Picture trademark. So it was a wild time. We had good, fun time. Shot a promo. Fantastic. Can't complain.
I caught that Zach promo.
It was so good.
Gas Lactic Championship. Love it.
Trying something else. Trying something new. I like it.
What's do
up,
too.
Firefighter. Or
hey,
Flame Fighter.
Flame Fighter. How you doing, bud?
Watching the Firefighters earlier versus the Savannah Bananas before we went live.
Ooh. Who won that?
I didn't see the end of it. I had to start getting ready.
Fair enough.
I just can't automatically, come showing up. Actually, I can't. I just show up looking this good. What am I talking about? Real beaters. Speaking of real beaters, let's go ahead and get this other real beater in the house right here.
Real beaters in the house.
Introduce our guest.
It is yours truly, the Lord of the Dance.
Ooh.
Now, Mr. Apocalypse, you asked yours truly a moment of your time, and here I am. So please, send me through this soiree because my lovely Swaggy D here has been holding it down, sun and gunning everything in sight, and all I can do is just give him some motivational pep talks and loving my team to death here. What's on the block per se?
So first, we're going to talk about that. Were you teaching them like some ones and twos, something like that? I mean, standing over there on the sideline. I mean, it must be. You're that good that you don't even have to play. Is the way I look at it.
Exactly. Right? Now, I will say, because as yours truly will go on, timing is everything, and sometimes there can be times that it don't line up, and that's perfectly all right. But I did have faith in all of my beaters here, because once they flop their decks onto that table and they just look at it, they're gonna be like, oh wow, they can't handle it. And Swaggy D is one aspect of it. If I'm not mistaken, everybody else had a fair crack at everybody. I will say, out of everyone in Time Squad, if I'm not mistaken, out of everyone in there, I have respect for everybody. Maybe except for Polka, but that's a different story. But I will say one person in particular, I will give him a shout out. New York Phenom, Jason Posson. That man can go the distance. Doesn't matter what competitor it is. You give him anything, and he will take you on full force, and you cannot let up for a second. Now, that being said, yes, I didn't lift a finger, but then again, I was also carrying the weight in promos. We got to keep the squad alive, and we had to show them how the size of our decks right there. All right, we just had to show them the girth, the double protected sleeves, Swaggy D really wanted to emphasize the double protective sleeves right there.
Double
One moment.
sunning thickness.
The thickness.
Thickness.
Yo,
thickness.
yo, the
Thickness, baby.
I cheers to that, my friend.
Cheers.
And also, I've been sending a lot of Dick Van Dyke pics to Rhaegar recently, so I'm pretty sure he's very he's very accepted of that too.
Mhm.
I know you guys were just mentioning about your 4th of July. I heard it in the backstage, and just real quick on my end, I was having a lovely 4th of July with the lady of the dance. We went to a lovely beach, saw a bunch of fireworks, and then Black Star showed up, Ethan, and we decided to go on a late lightsaber fight. Now, I will say one thing. I have done lightsaber training. I've done the choreo and everything. However, it doesn't help when you have been drinking. Drinking and lightsabers do not mix. And when
Sounds like a
yours
perfect
truly, the Lord of the Dance, drinks, he does not know how to time properly, and Black Star is able to get the killing blow on me, which means I'm going to whoop his butt next time I see him locals. Till then, sorry, I went off on a tangent right there. But no,
You come to the right place.
Right place for
but I will
that.
say but the real beaters, we are moving on into the next round. We don't know who we're versing. I'm ready to fight anybody. But Rambo, there's something I do want to ask because I saw a recent video with you and your boys, or your seamen for that matter.
Yes.
I gotta ask something like maybe I never had a chance to ask a while back. What is the deal with the Grump? Like the entity of the Grump? Like I praise be gone Grump. Like I need to tell me about that.
Oh, you said it perfectly. Like you already understand. That's the words you need to know right there. Just praise be the Grump. He's the greatest of cards and dice. He is the icon that no matter what, he's going to come out on top. He is the greatest promo. It doesn't matter if he's rolling the dice. Doesn't matter if he's playing the cards. Whatever it is, the Grump has it.
Until yours truly comes along and then gives him a run for his money. But we'll get to that.
Or Lynn, the great outdoors.
That's fair. Let's be real. Lynn, amazing person. I know I've only got to converse with them a little bit during like the grand gatherings, but I can already tell she's ready to whoop your ass anytime. And I'm like, let's go, girl.
She will. Welcome to the Hollywood heavyweight champion. He's in the chat tonight. It's good to see him.
Oh,
looking forward to our shameless plug of Ignite coming up this Wednesday. The first show that's going to be under an hour long. That's for Super Show, as far as I'm aware of, because everything else takes hours upon hours. So you're going to get live promos. You're going to get 1 to 2 matches, and then some surprises could always happen. And we're going to start off this Wednesday with the Hollywood heavyweight champion. We're going to give him a live mic and let him start off the show. So, shameless plug, but I digress.
We're done shilling. No, all right. No, thank you for like the update with that. Now I'm actually curious because I'm not exactly in the title scene pictures yet again, but I was going to ask Rambo. You recently are you holding a title right now or recently?
So, yes, I am holding a titles. It is the locals titles. We have some of the strongest locals that's known, like plain and simple. Like you want to play, come play with us because it's totally try hard. Like we're going to there's no friendly. Like this is to Possum King the greatest belt because he knows what the competition is. Like so. This is the only belt I have right now, which some say is a crying shame that how do you not have Rambo Apocalypse competing for some belt somewhere, whether it be Deep South, whether it be at the LFF national level, but yet here I am.
Rambo, don't worry about this. When Swag Apocalypse takes over, we're going to
That's it.
Listen.
Hell yeah.
Swagopolis.
Apocalypse. So, question.
I'll stop.
Lord of the Dance, are you in this 6-stop tag tournament?
I don't think I am, but I should be.
Stay out of it.
I should be though.
I don't like beating on my friends.
Listen,
So I'm just
Especially
gonna ask
real
you,
beaters.
especially
Swaggy, you
another
can
real
beat
beater.
Swaggy. You can beat on me any day, and I'll beat you as well. We're real beaters. We have to. Okay, look, we don't listen. I know we can get in a circle, jerking each other around a lot, but at the end of the day, we're all real beaters. At the end of the
Son.
And see,
day.
this is why people love our show, because you will not get this product anywhere else associated with this game. Period.
Indeed. But I will say, like, okay, so real talk. Um,
What is your
I know I'm
aspects, if I
enjoying.
may? If
Oh, sorry.
what do you want to go for? Any titles in particular that you have your sights on? I wanted to ask you that before I
Well,
forgot, because
oh, no, it's all
you
good.
haven't.
So originally, I did go for the six stop title a while back because I won it with who did I had at the time before I came out into the card game. Ran it with Anastasia Morningstar. I was up against a big gym. Unfortunately, like it was just luck. Unfortunately, the dice were not on me that night. I lost
Yes,
in
I
five
remember that
turns.
match. Yeah.
It happens. It happens. There really was no shame in it. It was just like I had a chance and I couldn't get out. Whoopsie. But I would always like another shot at that because I think putting my competitor in the Lord of the Dance in a
Oh
six stop
God.
match. Oh, the aggression will be great, everyone. You're all on my time now.
Just
I
don't
love
even
how it
run
goes from
easy,
Uh,
six stop to no stop in like
right?
2 seconds.
Literally.
Fantastic.
Go full offense, the whole deck.
I will say, specifically with this competitor because when it first came out, Bob the Big Brain Dunn actually played at his, and I think he went second place as well with Lord of the Dance, and he just went full aggro. So the name of the game with Lord of the Dance, legitimately, it's a double-edged sword. So you are literally dancing to the death with me. It's even funnier when you take the Invisible Man, a certain Haas, and completely shut off. And this goes to anyone that likes the turtle stops and everything. And I do mean turtle fucking stops to the point where it's like, okay, we're at this for like an hour now. Crowd meter 5, stops are still coming out. Lord of the Dance is like, no, we're gonna end it. We need to move on. We have another song to go to. Let's do this.
That's it.
Gotta keep the show rolling. Uh, the only reason why I haven't decided on going after other titles is honestly it's due to time because my work hours by the time I get out, majority of either online matches or even tournaments tend to be late. Tend to be like starting at early at night. And by the time I get out and get home, it's roughly around like by the time it's like halfway through or near the end of the proverbial evening, for that matter.
Right.
So if I actually was thinking about what belts to go after, well, I was a former tri-state tag title holder. I would like to go. I would like to go after the tag team belts. As to a partner, I would love to bring back the New York Phenom because we need the Lords of New York once again to rule. But if we're talking more single competitions, there are 3 in mind that I have.
Okay.
One will be the six stop because it'd be hilarious. Originally, the first belt I came very close to winning in the first grand gathering that I've been to. That was the pure title belt. I think that's more. I'm not sure if that's more of like a gimmick belt or anything, but I will say I gave Candyman Dan a run for his money, big time, and that was when I first got to meet all y'all.
Right.
And I know there is some sort of hierarchy when it comes to the LFF champion, like the normal champion itself. I'm not holding back just because of a time thing. I'm holding back because it's like, do I really want to subject people to my style of play? Because I refuse to do triad, not because, and here's right, for real. If I do get a shot at the triad belt, I'm okay with that. Perfectly fine with it. I'm going to let you all on this, and I don't care if this gets on the internet because it's been a long while. John
Go
P,
ahead.
I think, will still hate me for it. Press 1P may still hate me for this.
That's what I
So this
love.
was-
Tell us more. We want to hear all this.
Listen,
So
I love it when people get spicy.
So during a locals match, we had Pagillo, we had Horse there, we had Press 1P, and myself in the finals because we all had like a relatively interesting record there. It was like all tied up. we do a triad match to see who was going to be top. So I think I'm running RVD or Jamie Senegal. I forget which one I'm running at this exact moment. Pajilla, I think, is running himself. Who else? And who was Press 1P? Press 1P was running either Alien Vader or Abigail, I think. But there was a point where it was about like crowd meter 3, crowd meter 4. No, sorry, I'm backing up. Sorry, crowd meter 2 or 3. It was one of those levels. Horse throws me his finish submission. He throws it at me. I'm looking at my hand, and I know I can stop it. I know I have the card to stop it, but then I look over at Press 1P, like, I can't stop it. He proceeds to buries his hand and stop the card. Card gets stopped. I'm in the back of my mind thinking, like, oh, he's going to kill me later. And then as he and Press 1P actually pulls, I think he top decks his finish submission, throws it at me, and I stopped it, and he just goes, wait, whoa. Like, wait, you had it the entire time? Like, why didn't you stop it? It's like, I wanted to bury your cards. And though I know he was seething, it was so wrong, but oh god, at that exact moment, I'm like, oh, they're not gonna trust me ever again now. Shit.
Acknowledge the beater. Acknowledge the beater.
I'll acknowledge the beater.
Bravo.
Look,
bravo.
So, unfortunately, I would like to think of it like whenever I started locals, it was always Press 1P and Google Docs Dan. I could never beat over an entire year. I was able to be boss. I was able to be like anybody else that came in. It was just those two. I was able to beat Press 1P before I was able to beat Google Docs Dan. And I don't know.
I mean,
and they're both really tough. Like they're really good. They're veterans. They give me stress up to the highest caliber to the point where nowadays I can go toe to toe with Press 1P in the get go, and then if we see each other in the finals, it's like a boomerang effect, and he just gets me at the end. I'm like,
that's my Dan Hughes right there. Like, I can probably get him early, but in top, could I lose to him? Pierce, the same thing. Like, those are like, that's my Google Docs Dan is Ryan Pierce as well. Like, I've yet to like get solid dubskis over them.
Mm-hmm.
Like, where a lot of them are, especially with Dan, either I beat him early, or like if the game drags out, forget it. I'm just like fighting for my life, and I hope I get lucky on turn rolls, and usually that's not the case.
So that's exactly how it went. Sometime like there were times where like it's gone long, and I was able to edge out Press 1P or even Google Docs Dan at this point in juncture. But back then, when I was like, I thought I had everything under control. It's like their dice rolls are godsend lucky. They are real. I will say they can be real beaters. Like that's where I was kind of going with the Grump thing. Like you say, he's really great at rolling the dice, and all I can think is like Press 1P has got the most obscene, absurd luck in this game, and I'm like, you know what? I have to give respect at that point because.
I mean, he didn't return him on stream. I was there for it. I was on the call, baby. But I saw it. 1, 2, 3, that easy, and he was not.
It can be that.
Say that. He was very upset when that happened.
Unfortunately, that's the game. Like it will sometimes even in music and even in dancing. Usually we have a set time of what to show until we get to a bow. Some people, even on the dance floor, fall over. And for some of them, they will get off the dance floor, but for others, they'll just get back up and keep going. And that's what we do here. That's what beaters do. We take the beating, we give the beating, we give harder beatings, and we keep on beating and 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 beating. Yes, I'm stuck in a time loop. Anywho,
remember the first time we had our first beat off? It was the Jamie off.
Yes, we had a Jamie off. Yes. No, okay. I go up with a New York Phenom and Penguin up to Massachusetts.
Freecon, yeah. So I, as a meme, enter the tournament with Jamie Senegal. And I believe Lord of the Dance does as well.
Yep.
And I believe we both got smoked. But it doesn't matter because the best thing happens the next day when we go to our locals that's a little further up Mass. Me and Jeff find time to have a Jamie versus Jamie match where we just gentlemen's agree that our stops are going to be live, right?
Right.
Yep.
And gosh, and like to the point where like the game was taking forever, and then new Phenom was like, "All right, guys, hurry this up." And our turns probably took half a second, but we still took like another half hour. And then Jeff finally got it over me. And it was like, all right, go, all right, go, all right, go. And it wasn't
Like,
it was slow rolling. We were just like playing our cards and going, and like, and I will say
it was a literal beat off at that point. Man, that
it was
there was a climax at the end at least. There was a climax.
Mm-hmm.
Holy
Jeff
crap.
finally got it over me. I was like, all right, bravo. You're the better Jamie Senegal player. I remember because I found these degenerate sleeves, and I'm like, I don't even know what to play. And it was like some weeb girls, and they were borderline like inappropriate, these sleeves, right? So I'm like, hell yeah, I'm gonna put my T girl with my E girl because I think I had Back by the Rack as my entrance, and then my weeb girl, and that was the entire. I went into FreeCon with a meme. I should have went in with something serious. It was for Cam, but I'm like, everyone's gonna do well. At the end of the day, Cam is the one who's gonna get created. I'm gonna go in there for the memes, and that was my thought process.
It was a good time.
It was a great time.
Very, very good time.
So, Lord of the Dance, one of our viewers is Titan, and when you mentioned going for the tag team titles, he said, "Bring it."
I am so happy for that. Let's go.
Let's go, Titan.
Look, respectfully, I've seen a lot of crazy tag shenanigans go. I mean, I was also kind of, what was the word? I did get the training from not just from like Press 1P and New York Phenom, but I also got it from like the Cheetah and the Penguin. Those two have been raiding that tag division for God knows how long. And honestly, I do like.
I've never seen Penguin without a tag team championship over his shoulder in a long time. Like it must have been close to like 2 years. No, 2.5 years. If it wasn't the tri-state tag, it was the actual tag belt. He always had some kind of tag team belt on his shoulder. That kid's a prodigy. Although, if you don't mind me interrupting real quick, I want to give like a special shout out to the Guardians of the Light because they're going to have to deal with the new rule set change. I don't know if that actually is going to, the whole no bullying thing is going to come to effect when it comes to title matches. I know, I know that the, what is it called? Not projects. What is the spider version for the tag thing called?
T50?
No, they have like their own team now.
Oh, the Piranhas.
The Piranhas, yeah. I remember she spelled pariah. That's what it was. I'm like the Piranhas or whatever, right? So, yeah, you guys are gonna have to deal with a lot. You guys are gonna be pioneering this new change of rule sets as champions, and that's really, really tough to do because everything you thought you knew about the division kind of gets like thrown out the window or like gets shuffled to the bottom, and things don't work the way they used to. And I applaud them for like taking this kind of challenge head on because honestly, in their shoes, if I had a title shot, I don't know if I'd take it right away. I'd wait until all the rules are figured out, and so I know exactly what they're expecting of me. You're just going for waiting for whatever gets. Listen,
as a beater and as a dancer and as an instructor in life, yeah, I have always been able to think and act on my toes, quite literally. So, heck, even moments where I didn't know what was going on, like it gets funnier with because mentioning the tag titles with that way back when New York Phenom and I originally won the first titles, or the tri-state titles, excuse me. It was against Big Money, the big guy, and oh god, what's his name? I'm forgetting his name. Yes.
We just beat him, guy. Come on.
I know. Real beaters don't remember.
You don't have to mute that. You could have laughed out loud. It was fine, Rambo.
Sorry, my guy. I'm sorry. No, because that was probably one of my favorite. That's still probably one of my favorite all-time matches, just because Crowd Meter 5, the insanity that was the back and forth we all had between each other, and then I think there was a moment where this could be due to like the camera placement, just because because it was like, okay, we had to use a table and everything, and cameras like, you can see the dice, you can see the cards, but maybe not so much the discard pile. There was a moment where they tagged, and I don't recall. I think it was Steve was playing one thing, and then the big guy was about to play like a follow-up strike, or vice versa. And and Swaggy knows what Jamie Senegal can do if there's a second strike being played. And literally, like as I take a second, I'm thinking like, wait, they don't think I have like I know my finisher is in the discard pile, but I don't think they know that, or or it's been too many turns that went by that they remembered. So I went to go, like, as soon as he said follow strike, I went to go with my finger, be like, I'm ready for this. Like, I'm ready to go. And then I hear Steve just going, no, wait, stop. And I just took a second. It's like, because then he mentioned like what Jamie Senegal's finish sub is, where it's like, if there's a second stop being played, she can use her finish sub.
Yep.
And everyone was just like, oh God, like what was the ruling? And for me, it was just like, if they didn't play the card yet, they can say it, but if they didn't play the card, then that's fine. So I had to like deceptively be like, oh, okay. And I don't think that would have been the game ender, but that was just a moment of like how you can. I love playing the mind games, which I also run that fucking card in this game too. That is a favorite card of mine.
Mind games, I love it.
So have fun guessing my brain.
So Jeff, I have a question.
Yes. What's up, Swag?
The first time I evolved from absolute scrub to kind of understanding what the heck I'm supposed to be doing, it was a match against Jamie Steigerwald in person. It was my first in-person CAC. And I'm playing my match using old Swag, and I'm like really like hard boner for Thick Boy Senton, always spamming it, and I'm like, wait a minute, that's stupid. Let me go for this. And then I started doing things that I remember Dan Hughes doing, like passing stops instead of passing finishes, right? And that's the first time I realized this Charmander evolved into a fucking Charmeleon, right? So do you know what match that happened for you? Where like some people are just naturally talented, like Grambo. He just was born good. Some of us evolve over time, like your boy. Where on that spectrum do you fall, and do you remember when it happened?
So in respect to starting from the bottom, now I'm here. Give me one moment. I would say, because there was a lot of matches I used Jamie Senegal for, or Anastasia Morningstar. I think now, I know with Jamie, like one of the biggest things is like you gotta be careful of the counters. That being said, I would say even though I lost this match, this was actually for the pure title back at GG3. So I'm Jamie Senegal, and Candyman Dan is playing his son Johnny T. We're going back and forth. We're at like crowd meter 2, I think, at this point. And we're at a point where like we've been throwing all the stops, or everything's in the discard pile. It's going like top deck or passing berries for like the finishes. And then I forgot I drew into a rejected. And I took a second and I'm like, wait, why am I holding this as a stop? I might as well just throw it at this point. And I'm just like, I took a second because I was thinking like, okay, what can I do? Can I throw this finish? No, he'll stop, and we'll just it's literally luck of the draw. And then I thought, wait, he's been getting more wins out of this. So I honestly just took a gamble. Like, look, we're gonna have to go through this deck one more time, get my guy, and hit the rejected. Everything gets shuffled. We're going at it again. Crowd meter 4 we're at, and it was up until like, I think I needed like he needed one more roll. I think I needed 2 more rolls to like do what I needed to do, and unfortunately he got I do applaud him, but also unfortunately he got the win. But I think that was the moment where I evolved by losing because I started reading more of the effect of like, wait, like there are certain stop cards that like you don't need just to hold in, just go on the offense at some point, and that's where I'm like my brain starts to switch a little bit. So while I do have my counter deck with Jamie Senegal, I started playing more aggressive decks, like Anastasia Morningstar or Alton Black, and I try doing a little more like maybe a little bit more destruction and not just draw, 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 which is useful. But I feel like now I have more substance, and how I've seen more people play. It's always going to change it up. At the end of the day, I think that was my claim to start it from the bottom. Now I evolved to here moment. So it will be losing to Candyman Dam, but playing a rejected on offense sealed me at a point where I'm like,
offensively play the toxic 3. I don't care. I will throw derail in your face because I know it makes you upset, Pate. Every fucking time I'm gonna do it. Every time.
Does it get funnier that? Well, no, because I've used to run RVD with the derailed. It is the greatest thing ever. But I will also say I have yet to roll this, but I am going to put an Apocalypse into my Lord of the Dance deck because even when the stops are off, I want to be the first person to say APOC is on the field. I want to be that person.
Do it.
I mean,
I love it. I love
sounds
that.
like a win-win to me.
That sounds like a win-win.
So speaking of win-winner with your Real Beaters team, you mentioned earlier that both of you actually talking about Penguin. Do you think Penguin would be Real Beater material?
Honestly, I've known Penguin a lot longer than a majority of some of the people in the community. I think the only one that knows him just a little bit longer would probably Cheetah. But knowing him, oh yeah, like he does have the real beater mentality. I can promise you that. He's that bird. That bird can go.
It can't fly, but it can beat.
Yes, it just beats its wings. It keeps beating its wings in front and in back or to the side. Sometimes two flaps, sometimes one. But the bird can go. Like the bird is the word. I am. Let me just say something. I've seen what the new and improved Penguin that it will eventually be coming out was. I see a little bit of what it can do. You're in for a treat. You're in for a real treat.
Listen, I just want better finishes for my machine gun deck. Here comes the sun. That reminds me.
Oh, go ahead. Go ahead.
No, go ahead.
Oh no, I was gonna say. Speaking of like new cards, come Thursday, the 11th, if I'm not mistaken, I'm gonna also be on the SRG Talks of the Universe because we're getting a new entrance card, and it's yours truly with the Lady of a Dance in a lovely pose with an amazing effect once it gets triggered. So I want you all to keep out for that because that's going to be a very monumentous, maybe like a swing in the entrance games of sorts too.
Can we get an exclusive name of the entrance?
An exclusive name. I'm battling against two of them right now, but I am leaning on "This Is Our Moment."
Okay,
I like that.
So let's just say the opponent has to do something. The opponent has to do something, but when it happens, we get a nice little bonus for it.
All right, well, you guys heard it here first. Tune in Thursday for "This Is Our Moment" and the creation of it live on SRG Twitch.
SRG Universe, for that matter. It's a Twitch thing.
And join us in the chat is the Candy Man. She's not with us right now. She's out right now.
She's busy looking at lights in the sky.
That's it.
Enjoy the
I'm the
fireworks,
light in the sky. I'm all the light you need, lady.
Ooh, it's
Love
true. So much handsome on the screen.
We're all cute and everything. We're just little.
We so scrumptious.
So actually, I'm curious. Rainbow Apocalypse.
Yes.
Because of the Olympics going on, who do you want to fight in the next round?
Well, if I was moving on to the next round,
Yes, if you were moving on to the next, I know you're out, but I was just saying, if you were moving on.
I was about to say, I don't want to tarnish have 0 losses in the Olympics record as going forward.
That's fair.
Because there's so many of these losers around here that cannot say that, but I can with full certainty. I don't know of the people that I know the real beaters have moved on. Who else have moved on?
Good old Trusty McPeak. If we, if people would just report to him, so I don't make a ass of myself in the middle of the group. Really appreciate that, guys. Freaking, I'm over here calling out Pate and freaking and Polverino. Little do I know they've played like 9 matches. They never recorded those dickheads.
I'm just gonna make it easy. I would pick the real beaters because I'm upset I'm not a real beater. I'm not on the team, so if I can't beat them, I'm going to join them.
If I can't beat them, join them. No, if I can't join them, beat them. If I can't join them, beat them.
You can't beat them, eat them.
That's it.
If you can't beat it, just beat it. Beat it. Just Michael Jackson it. I don't know. Oh, gosh.
Moved on. 7-1. So I don't know if that's been broken anywhere else, but.
Polverino did win? I
yes.
thought so. I expected that after I saw that score.
I thought it would be like a little bit closer. To be fair, I honestly thought it would be a closer fight, but them's the dice sometimes.
I think Zach was the win on Pate's team. It had to be. Actually, we can find out. I can find out. Hold on.
And the spice begins.
You look that up, and Lord of the Dance. While we're letting Swag look that up, I have a question for you. I don't know if I've mentioned this before, and. When I went to Mr. Pollywood's wedding, the chiropractor, he absolutely tore it up on the dance floor. And I was just like, this is insane. Like, I did not know he could do, like, it was complete insanity. Hats off to Mr. Pollywood, like, top tier. Then you both kind of favor a little bit. You both have that sense of charisma about you. I need the Lord of the Dance versus the TVA chiropractor in my life. And I didn't realize it until, like, just now.
Now, he is my fellow beater in our team, but I always, I always look for other partners to beat on with. So please, if you want to if you wish to step to my beat, please reach out to me. I'll be more than happy to get you on this level of dance. But I am very happy that he got to tour up the dance floor and everything. It sounds like it was a blast. I would like to see pics, videos. I hope someone got thrown into the sky, and if not, maybe dipped somewhere. I look for style points here.
Okay, so Michael Kirk was the one who won it. All right, who was the? So that was the. I'm assuming.
I would have think Kirk would have done it. Yeah. Don't sleep on Kirk. That man is good.
Yeah. So it was. So Kirk was the one win on the team. Wow.
Like there was a lot of really profound people all across the board. I'm still I'm going to give another shout out to New York Theon because he got 2nd round drafted. And
I told him he was going to. I don't understand why he thought he was going. He wasn't.
You don't mess with the fortune tellings of Swaggy D. He just knows. We just know.
Yeah, like I was definitely wrong. The only person I really, really got wrong was that really experienced player from UFS who I didn't know the name of because I didn't even know he existed. I was like anyone who I deemed to be a freaking problem to deal with, or a person's name who I just did not know ended up in round 5, and that's how I broke that down. And I feel like for the most part,
and then we get
up there. I did not expect Simon Struss to be the last pick. I didn't see him in round 5 at all. But then I understand why after listening to the rumor mill. That was strange. Us picking up Rhaegar when we did was really surprising. Honestly,
Rhaegar has been
once we saw the beat dragon out there, like, what is this? Absolutely pick him.
The beater of beaters, the ancient beater.
Ancient beater.
I love it. No, I love him.
Yeah.
the dude is chill.
There's no way you expected him. No, don't I did me. You cap. There's no way you expected him to be there in round 5. None of us did. We were all surprised when we
No
saw that
idea.
list. We all saw, like, he's still on the board. We were like, these guys are idiots. Like,
They're sleeping on the sleeping dragon. Get him.
yeah.
Let's get.
Because I honestly thought, like, I was starting to have the conversation. Do we want Edo or do we want Mikey at this point? Because both of them are luck sacks when they roll dice. So I'm like, all right, well, I never seen 2 luckier motherfuckers in the world. Let's pick one of those idiots, I guess. And then we saw Ringo was on that list. I'm like, excuse me, sir, what?
It's better.
Hard pivot.
Well, literally a 180 pivot turn into the next step. There we go.
Like,
am I? I'm sorry. Am I allowed to be spicy when I talk? Am I allowed to talk a little crap about 2 people in particular, or no?
Please. This is
the
what I
floor
want.
is yours. Here, let me help you. I will. Hang on.
Oh no.
Here.
Oh dear. Wow.
Hey.
Go off.
Go off, baby.
Okay. I've been in this community for what feels like roughly 2-ish years now. From what I've been told throughout the community, I know there are some people we definitely get along with, some people we tolerate, and then some people that can be passive aggressive with, and some people that are just like will not would like to do nothing with them. So I know I don't have a relative hatred toward anybody. I'm just going to point that out there. I don't have a hatred to anyone, but I know it's like in dance. Like I would know my partner once I get a feel for them. Like I actually like set up and everything. I could tell if they're too tense, if they're lacking strength, if they're shifted wrong or they're shifted out of place. When it comes to a couple of the members of this lovely community, I do question some personalities here and there because I'm not sure if it's an ego thing or it could be just not understanding social cues. It could be a multitude of different things. I'm not going to bash for those reasons, but usually what I hear from the rumor mill, I know one of the big starts. Let's start with Mr. Mikey Nichols himself. The whole, like, I don't know, am I allowed to say it? Or I guess because I think everyone knows it.
You can say anything you want to here.
Okay. So from what I have been given as like second-hand or third-hand at this point, it's like, okay, Mikey Nichols has cheated in the game. And I'm thinking to myself, like, okay, it's a card game. Maybe sometime, like every now and then he'll do that. Or like, like any other person would do that in general. Let me rephrase. But he has done this multiple times, and thus now I understand, like, he can still play the game if he wants to, but I guess as a community, I'm feeling like, I don't know, if someone that constantly has done it multiple times, regardless of scenarios, I don't know. It just turns me away from like wanting to do any kind of promotion or any kind of like actually having a good time and having a friendly fight with. And even if there is like a title on the line, and you all see me too, even when I'm in stress mode for titles, like I still have a blast. Like I'm still like we're going at it. We're bantering. We're having a blast. That kind of reasoning. It's just like if you honestly need to cheat in a dice and card game, I'm sorry, like there's a lot of respect that just goes out the door, and I usually would not. I try to keep minimal to no contact with the person. So that's one. That is one. Over to Ito, what you were mentioning before. You know what? Funny enough, I probably would take Mikey Nichols over Ito from the rumors I've heard of that. It is, or in this case, it's questionable. So I prefer not to say it just because it's. I tend to not usually accept certain friend requests unless I meet the person in person. So
valid.
That being Mikey Nichols, that being Ito, I tend to no. But I have heard like stuff that's like, hey, like, and he has reached out, like they both reached out to me. They want to do feuds, like way back when. And I'm like, and to be fair, like even though my answer was still no, I really couldn't do the feud because I would not have the time to do the work. So weirdly, it kind of all balanced out. Uh, that is a good. Yeah, there is that chance. There is that chance. However, I doubt it. I just have a gut feeling. I just like a gut wrench feeling of that sort. Anywho, oh god, I cannot wait to start throwing wrenches at people as Amber Nova in this game. Anywho, and then last person that I'm gonna kind of get off my chest just to get it out there.
Go ahead.
Again, there's not a sense of hatred. There's just a sense of I don't know what the feeling. It's just weird. It's a weird feel. And to others, it can be definitely different. That will go to Matt Haas, Mr. Invisible Man. Now, I will say, starting this game off, one of my first competitors that wasn't Gia from a starter deck actually was the Invisible Man, and I like the concept. I like the craziness. I like the mysteriousness of it. And then I met the guy. He was like it felt like a little bit on the quiet side, and he didn't know that. But at some point, like he noticed that like I like metal music, or I do like heavy metal. I do like pop metal. Like think like Wage War. Think Slipknot. Think frickin' Iron Maiden. Like we're talking like
Lord of the Pit eventually.
Lord of the Pit.
So if I ever do make when I do make my Dark Lord of the Dance competitor, there is literally gonna be a finisher called Lord of the Pit, and you are not. And I made the broken gimmick. I'm gonna make the broken finish now.
Thanks.
I mean,
I want it.
I was about to say the community's gonna love it as well.
Make sure it's in grapple.
Steve's gonna let it happen,
That's
so it's gonna be great.
More grapple.
Yes. I'm just gonna make it to where like it's like please just bury your hand and just stop playing the game. That's it. Like you just die in the pit. No, just I guess to sum it all up with Haas. I know I can be cordial with him. We can have our banter. That's fine. There was a Jamie Senegal match I had where I did not win a single turn roll for like 17 turns straight. And when I did win, I tried to play. He stopped it naturally because it's Haas. He was playing himself. I was playing Jamie Senegal. I did draw my finish strike, which had the stop the grapple, which I knew his Invisible Man had an if stop. And then he threw the finish grapple, but it wasn't. It was like a normal. It was like a regular finisher. And I asked him like, why would you flip this shit? Just because like his actual finisher did justice. He gave me a reason, and I just went, okay, finish strike. I'm stopping your stop, and I'm rolling and then I roll my 10 to auto kill. He had like a 404 error. Penguin yells out, "I fucking hate that finish." I'm like, I didn't have a turn for 17 fucking turns. Let me have it. That's the one time.
Because that's Jamie Senegal's strike finish, right?
Yep.
Yeah,
the Beauty Killer.
I love it. Beauty Killer is so good.
It's a good time, everybody. It's a real good time. So the more I got to play against Haas, and I have there are the rumors where he can be a little weird, doesn't know social cues, can be a little creepy. There's a lot of compounding things, and I can see the social awkwardness. I can see where apparently he is attempting to try, but I have seen him where he has gone overboard or he doesn't make the right call at the right time. So I tend to stay away from this, and this is just my perspective on, unfortunately, those particular three. This is not me hating on them, shilling on them. I just hear rumors, even if I am in person with them and I see them. Even with the stories around, I do try to keep it as fair as possible as I can. I do try to keep some things civil. However, if I do converse with you relatively on a locals basis, okay, I can look. unless there's some other. Oh God, there was the whole Larper incident. Jesus fucking Christ. We're not getting into that. I'm just gonna that right now. But at least for the ones I did mention, I know they're trying their best to be. I hopefully to be better in the community, but I know there can be levels of disdain due to past problems. And coming from an area where I had my own, like before this game, I had my own past problems. New York Phenom brought me into this game. That's how I reconnected not only with him, but with also Cheetah, with Penguin, and I got to meet a bunch of you lovely cast with it too. So I was in a bad time, bad area, bad headspace. I thought like everything was ripped from me, but this community gave me like a home for that matter. Sorry, I didn't mean to get really deep with that. It was meant to be like a shit post, and then it went into that. So overall, to anyone in the community, if you do have beef with someone, definitely talk them out first. Don't try to be passive aggressive with it. That's all I ask. I know it sounds easier said than done, but try to see different ways they can try to understand. And if they don't, then you can have that serious talk like, hey, you can still play the game, but like we're not going to have this kind of like bond or relation anymore. It's going to be more like on an acquaintance of no contact level. And that's where I'm like with a few of the people in the community where I'm like, oh, I want to say a lot of stuff to their face, but I know if I do, it's not going to be pretty. So I'm going to keep it here and keep it civil because that's just who I am up until someone tries to start shit with me, then I am going to have a problem. All right. I'm done with that. I'm sorry. That was my spicy corner. I don't know if you've ever had any like real problems with anyone in the community himself. And I mean like to a point where you want to rip their head off. If you do, awesome. And if not, we can move on to the next topic.
Ooh.
Let's see.
I like trolling certain people. Certain people, like when I troll them, it makes me happy, but it's never like full malice. It's more like mischievous, mischievous cousin, mischievous pranks kind of a deal.
Yeah.
And sometimes I just love the reaction. So like, I promise, if you think I'm coming after you a lot, it's because you're giving me the the energy to beat. You know what I'm saying?
Yep.
So like, as far as I can't say I hate anybody. Like, I think even like the most despicable people I've ever had to deal with in this community, which like I actively had to deal with Rev and Mike Deans in my local scene, and like I didn't deal with them enough for me to actually hold anything truly against them. I just know they're I just kind of got confirmed that they were garbage through my own experience, and I never want to deal with them. But it's never like, it's not like a hatred thing. I don't have anything visceral towards anybody. Contrary to what people believe, because I did want to fight Norsemen once at Origins. I do love Norsemen, contrary to everyone's belief.
Norseman seems like a really chill dude.
Norseman is amazing. It's sometimes we were both having like weird. We were both just like not vibing that day. Yeah, no, dude, and it was absolutely 100. That's definitely like 100% my fault on that one. I will say that till the end of time. Like that was all me on that one. But speaking of which, like our local scene is supposed to be kicking back up to now once a month, just because everyone's so busy, and like with school, I don't even have time to run it online at this point. And I think we've all decided that soon we should be doing it at least once a month. So I'm happy to see everyone again. And I think that's kind of been the arc I've been on lately, as far as like, I don't dislike anyone enough to not sit across the table from them. If that makes sense.
That makes sense. Like I said, I can be civil and in a very specific thing, but even with like rumors that go around, like I legitimately have to physically be there and witness it for myself. So realistically, the only one I would, if I were to have like a the hugest problem of all would probably be Haas, but that's just literally it's not in my. I don't think it's not in my nature to like not converse, but it's just one of those things where I'm like, okay, I know how much of my energy I need to give without me letting it eat at me, if that makes sense.
Sure, absolutely.
And also, he ain't a real beater, so boom.
Right. Fuck me, I'm right. The world champion, Yasmin, is in the chat with us tonight. We're glad our world champion is with us.
Welcome, welcome.
Yeah.
And I feel like okay. I know there was a running gag of like as soon as John Press 1P wins the Cookie Fortune, the cash in right now, find Yasmin, get the title. I remember that whole debacle.
Listen. He's
I
not
honestly,
taking it off my Hispanic queen. No way.
I was about to say he don't have a chance against Yaz.
Nope.
Now, don't get me wrong. I still will root for Press 1P because when you're from New York, you're all a Lord of New York. But even and also our travel chief just in general. But I will say I never really get a chance to. I know I talked maybe at a very very small little bit with either Yasmin or Lian, and I've always wanted. I never got a chance. I don't think I got a chance to verse any of them, and I would love to have even if it's not a shot for the title, I would still love to verse them just because I want to see how they think in their decks and everything too. Because if I have to, I will say Yasmin and Lin are real true OG real beaters. That's what I think they are. And don't get me wrong, Press 1P will definitely give Yasmin a legitimate run for her money. But I do want to pick the brain of them as well, just to see how do they construct their deck? How do they fit into things? How can they? I know I'm gonna be a little silly with it, but but why not? We're gunning and sunning here. I think it's just I'm always curious as a lot of the veterans here of how they construct their decks to the point where what's the word? Where it's okay, here's what's their play style? Is it because are they more reactive to see what the opponent does, or are they more the aggressors and they're just going to bombard and hope for the best at that point? So but also Yasmin, you're going down. My boy Press 1P is coming for you. We're bringing that title back to New York. Bring it.
Zach has it said right. Yaz's record against Press 1P speaks for itself.
True.
That is true.
The worst take.
I agree. Listen, man, you're not from New York. You'll understand soon. All right, those ideas, OTMs.
Word from
Hey, hell yeah, Yasmin, hell yeah. Also, yeah, I think I did message you a while back. Okay, so fun fact. We had a draft recently at our locals, and a lot of new stuff came out. Yeah, that's true, yes. No, I remember at locals, so there was a lot of I think some old competitors got reprinted, and then there were some new ones, and apparently I drafted the Ring Admiral Grumpy. What was it? Grumpy Thunder.
Praise be the
now.
Praise be. Praise be.
Praise to the Lord here. No, so hold that thought. So I went within the draft. I somehow made weirdly a deck, a legitimate fighting deck or in a sense a DQ deck, and boss at the time said straight up, this is a no DQ, it's a hardcore no DQ kind of match in a sense. So with Grumpy's finishers, I started looking at them, and because nobody else know what they are, and even I didn't know, I started looking at them. I looked at his sub, and I'm like, what the fuck is this broken shit? And wait, you know what it does, right? His
I saw it, but I don't remember. I know it's broken, but I don't remember the text on them.
I believe it was plus 1 to power. When your opponent attempts
My
to break out.
statisticians. Get to me. Send it to me in my DMs, statisticians.
Yep, I think it was like even when it was like regardless of like the stat boost, it was like very low. But the effect was like if your opponent rolls their lowest skill on their first roll of the breakouts, they cannot break out for the rest of the turn, meaning it's game. So low stat but high effect with it, and weirdly that wasn't my kill shot. My majority of the kill shot was sledgy, and it was straight like it was just straight sledgehammer, finish strike all the way. Up until I remember like I went 4-0. I beat like I even had Press 1P and New York Phenom and like two others in the. We had we had Theo the Greek there. I forgot we had the Greek there. This particular time, and I still went like 4-0 in the pod. And I remember Boss kind of rambling on what I went out, but I remember like when I sent like the finishers into like the Tri-State chat or somebody else, I heard like Yasmin messaged me and goes, "It's like, yo, can you show me like what are these finishes and like what you did?" And it's like, okay, here you go, boom, 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 because this card's gonna eventually come out. And I'm still looking. I still have the deck. And I remastered it to a point where it's like it can be a particular CAC winner. I'll knock on wood on, or no, hold on, wood on that.
Hey, there you go.
One of these heads is not like the other. One of these is up. Anywho. Sorry, I know another tangent of mine. Oh, I gotta move on. But we had but no, Yasmin, to our current champ, I respect her a lot. I would again. I know that you said the DMs are open. I will, if not tonight, I'll DM them at some point this weekend because I would like to pick your brain on a couple of things. And then at the same time, Yaz, as much as I have respect, I'm gonna put my hypeness to Press 1P because if it wasn't for him, I wouldn't have learned how to do some other crazy stuff in this game too. And then I added my flair, and now yours truly is here. But to be fair, I will give the credit to New York Phenom because if it wasn't for him, I would have never came up with this this persona, this gimmick in this community as well. I was just like, all right, I'm kind of just doing my thing, and then Lord of the Dance happened, and next thing you know, I'm like, all right, I'm dancing here, and then it started to take on a life of itself.
You know, at least your first idea wasn't porch.
Wait, well, instead of what?
It wasn't porch. Don't worry about it. I don't think I'm allowed to tell that story on here. We will definitely get them. We will definitely get banned on Twitch. I can't have this conversation. We can have this once we go off here. I'll tell you guys.
I want to hear this so bad.
I was going to say that's fair. That's what I'm talking about.
Like, that's the one. I have to protect my job. I know I can get you guys canceled, right? But I like it here. So
Yasmin, love your comments too.
Yeah.
But Young Allergy, for the finisher that you were talking about, if they rolled their lowest printed skill and don't break out, they can't break out. And then Yaz asks, is that basically like Chibi's finish? And then Young Allergy says that pretty much, but pumping his 8 as opposed to the 5.
Okay.
Young Allergy.
There we go. Now we know.
Woo.
So, what's your favorite dance? We gotta know.
Yeah.
I was waiting for all these questions to finally come up. Excellent. Okay. So naturally, a professional will say they'll be naturally gifted and or trained in every single dance, both American, international, alternative, club, you name it. I can dance it. And even the dances online that you see that's on TikTok or YouTube, it's there. I will say my favorite particular dance, if we were to be more classical and traditional, it'll be known as the foxtrot. That is a bit more on the jazz and snaz side. Think like Frank Sinatra, Dean Martin, Michael Bublé. He's in hibernation now because Christmas is not around the corner yet, but he will be soon. So it kind of has that like slick swagger style. Like you hear, you're like, I want to move with. It's not just move with purpose, but I want to move with style. Is the idea. And then if we were to go a little bit more into club rhythm dancing, there's something called a merengue. A merengue, I promise you, anybody, and I do mean anybody, can do. And I know Swaggy knows what it is. I know it. Just beating all day with it. It's literally a very, very simple. It's simply a very simple, like 1-2 step to the side, and you can kind of just go in any direction. It is a blender. You can throw anything into a merengue, and it comes out wonderful. And if you're the type that wants to bump into people with it, be my guest. I ain't stopping you. If we were to talk more professional rhythm, uh, I'm the psycho that likes mambo. And mambo is a very unorthodox, uninhibited dance. Like it's literally like you just had sex. Like I'm sorry, you just had the best sex of your life, and now you're angry at each other, and you go back and forth with it every single time, and there's no end in sight. And honestly, don't get me wrong, I love all the other dances. They all have a place in my heart. Uh, if you're ever telling me to do any kind of like war dance or any kind of like metal dance for that matter, I'm gonna go right into a swing dance because that shit will get you flipped. All right. But actually, right back at you. What is your favorite dances, both of you? If you even if it's like
I
on
was
the
about to say
online.
the two step, like fucking. I'm from the
Okay.
south, so we got the two step.
Oh hell yeah, brother! I got you on that.
I'm a whole
And
Hispanic, so it's bachata for me, man. Like
fuck yes, let's just
like
go with that.
either that, yeah, no, right, and like that or like anything that involves simulated sex. Anything Caribbean that looks that you should
Peter's
not be
wild.
doing it. Anything that is Caribbean that should not be done at a high school dance like those.
Yep.
That's my shit right there.
To my lady of the dance, that I know she's not. Unfortunately, she's not watching this tonight. She is turned in for the evening, but
Good
if
because I know I'm like batting 1,000 right now. Like I'm pretty sure I'm the most likable person on this craft right now, and I don't know her enough for her to think I'm a fucking degen. She can find that out firsthand.
I promise you, like everyone. So here's the ruling that I've learned with.
Yes, I'm a fan of daggering. Yeah, you see, Young Allergy's cultured. He knows what the fuck's going on. Dagger.
The thing
Dagger.
with the thing with the lady of the dance, who who has met the relative entirety of of the locals. Now, mind you, they all love her. I've already gotten the look of like, go to the dance. If you do it's like if you do anything bad to the lady of the dance, we will fuck you up. And I'm like, I know she's on a sunshine ball. I'm doing everything I can, and I will die for this woman. She is okay. Real talk. I don't. So actually, curiosity question, and I'm gonna be real with me. Who is out of everybody in this community? Who do you think is the biggest, heaviest like drinker, like alcoholic consumption drinker? Is that Calais?
I'm not.
I'm just.
I want to
like,
say yes. He's definitely top 3. He's definitely top 3 for me.
Okay. There's a reason why I'm saying this.
I want to say Funtime Bob could just like tear it up if he wanted to.
That's true.
So, I mean, if he wanted to, but
if
I
he
think
wanted to, like it's it's just if he wants it, like he could probably outdrink anybody.
I feel like just because I know he's not, he's hung up the cape. That's the only reason I'm not saying Funtime Bob, because he's in my top 5 for sure.
Yeah.
All right, but I will say
really, I think Danchi can fucking
go.
Danchi can fucking go. Actually, I feel like even more than Wrench. Even like I think Danchi actually can fucking put him away. Like, and his taste is eclectic. Like he'll drink anything. The man is a garbage disposal for alcohol.
So my lady of the dance. There are 2 things about the lady of the dance that you should know. Not only is she my lady of the dance, but she still is technically a bartender. So she has drank people under the sun and kept going. That it didn't affect her. Like there are times where I literally she'll finish my drinks, but I will finish her food because I'm a human garbage disposal when it comes to food in general. Uh, I've seen her literally take people to the curb, and as she was still drinking, like she is half Irish, half Haitian. I'm sorry. I love Funtime Bob. I love Calais. They're not beating her in a drinking contest in any way, shape, or form.
Nah,
I love
dude,
them.
listen. No,
Swag
yeah,
it
no.
lit up, baby.
Listen, nah, listen. I'm not. I'm tapping out, bro. Like, forget it. She can take the bottle Brugal and face it, fam. I'm not gonna try to keep up. Listen, I know better. Listen, I know
It's
what
all good.
battles I can win, and that's not one of them.
That is a fight you don't. Wait, what was the no? It wasn't an alcohol fight. Sorry, I'm gonna go jump ship to another thing real quick. In the tri-state, I think I mentioned something about hot sauce. I mentioned like I just came back from New Orleans. There were some good I got some hot sauces, and I think I mentioned it to like uh some of the people go in the grand gathering and be like, because like I think we got on the topic of a hot sauce. It's like, okay, what's everyone's pain tolerance for a hot sauce? And everyone's like, oh, I can eat spicy. I can do spicy. Like I can drink this under the table.
Mm-hmm.
I present the end, the flat line, the little black bottle of death, and I put the shit on good things. And everyone then did a 180 between like Pagillo and I think Candyman as well, going, oh, I thought it's like no, I thought you wanted actual taste. Like that's just murder. And I'm like, this. That's the thing. This has both taste and murder. Good luck.
Yo, okay,
I didn't bring it.
So
go ahead.
Good, because since you got it from New Orleans, I know it definitely has like some taste to it. That's
exactly.
That's the thing I hate about like hot sauce culture. A lot of you fucking sadists just want to burn your mouth for like no reason, and like
exactly.
And sometimes you'll burn your mouth for like an awful taste, which is even freaking worse. So like, a lot of the hot sauces I like have like a kick, like a nice kick to like a mango habanero kick to it, or like something that's enjoyable.
Mango habanero.
Something that's enjoyable, something that can taste like, you know what? This doesn't make me want to kill myself before the heat sets in. A lot of you just like, y'all would stab yourselves in the mouth to prove the point. It's like It's like the people who drink crack and raw. Like do y'all even like flavors? Like dead ass. Like,
so the only thing you should drink, the only two drinks that I will drink like straight up raw, just because they just taste good raw, would be rum chata and Malibu coconut rum.
Yeah, you know,
and
they have a delicious taste to them. Exactly.
I like my delicious taste. Like there are levels of like hot sauce, alcohol that you're like. It's like I understand like certain things taste better when they're mixed, but if an alcohol can't stand on its own as its own taste or its good or its deliciousness, then it's like, why the fuck am I drinking this? Fuck it.
Nah, it's like the weird thing with like, that's different for me though, because I hate Hennessy, but if you put Coca-Cola in Hennessy, I love that shit. It's so
exactly.
Weird. It's like, and it's not even like, but like the thing is, I'm not even like that much of a soda drinker anymore. So like even Coca-Cola is a bit much, but that's still my baby. But I can't have. I feel like, about both of those individually. Like, but I do see where your point is coming from, and I feel like Hennessy is a unicorn when we're talking about horses. I just mentioned the unicorn for some freaking reason. Speaking of unicorn,
Hennessy.
Exactly. It doesn't have a second horn to beat on, you know what I'm saying? We're just talking about regular.
That was its beating horn. No, we beated the horn too much, and now it's just one horn left.
There's just one horn.
One and done. One horn and done. One beating horn. Double fisting horn. Double beating horn.
Lord.
Look, I'm Pan. I don't give a damn. We're going to town here, my friends. Here we go.
Great.
Exactly. That's what you came here for.
Mount Rushmore time?
Oh.
Huh?
Mount Rushmore time?
That's exactly
it's Mount Rushmore time?
We got Mount Rushmore because that was the perfect segue that you won the previous Mount Rushmore of soup. Congratulations. Like, you dominated that.
I understand Angela's chili is cheating, but if you can put it in a Panera Bread bowl, it's fucking soup. Fucking soup. I don't care.
God, I love you, Swag. I love you.
All right. So.
But yeah, I say we do a little Mount Rushmore. So, Swag, you want to
tell
Lord of the Dance and the folks what the category is this week?
Hit me up.
I believe we decided on your hype songs, the songs that get you the most hype.
Ooh.
Lord of the Dance,
Okay.
you are the guest. You get to choose who
Yes.
goes first, second, and third. We usually draft them in snake order, so keep that in mind. So if you decide to go third, that means you are going third and fourth, respectively, and we're only getting 4 choices each.
Okay, so sorry. So I pick one, you pick one, you pick one, and then no. So I pick one. Let's say if I start, I pick one, Rambo picks one, and then Swaggy, you're taking 2, correct?
And then Rambo,
Right.
and then you pick 2,
Yep.
and then yeah, it's a snake.
Yep.
Oh, it's like an actual snake. Okay.
Yeah.
Oh, if you know what, if you don't mind, let me kick it off. I Lord of the Dance always likes to lead first.
All right, first.
All
All right. Now originally I had a different idea in mind, but due to a very recent song that came out, and it is one of my top faves. This is from the band. This is a collaboration of Baby Metal and Electric Callboy. It is called Rata Ta 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 Ta, like RATATATA.
No, that song bangs. I like that.
If you like, it starts like it's like okay, it has this like kind of like club new age feel, and then the metal hits, and you're just going, and then you have the Japanese idols of Baby Metal come in, and everyone. It is funny. It is wild. It is like once you hear like it's like your body's going like you just bouncing off the ceilings. I will say that is my now current top first hype song of the night, or a hype song of that is in my playlist.
Fantastic. Who do you want to go second, Rambo or myself?
Real beaters, Swaggy.
Ooh.
All right, easy. So I'm going for a classic here.
All right.
Satisfaction by Benny Benassi.
Oh, lovely.
Mm-hmm.
All right.
You get
I'm
2 in a
up.
row, Ramby.
Ooh, shit. So here's
Oh,
the
shit.
deal. Like, I've given this some serious thought. I'm like, do I go with like ones that I used to listen to when I was younger that got me hyped? Do I go with the ones that are right now? Like, do I go with classics? Like, what do I do here? Like, because I want to win. I'm sick and tired of losing. I've lost like 2. That's 2 too many. So I got to get back on the winning side. And I'm not going to pander to these idiots either. That's the difficult part. Like, if I could pander to these morons, like, they'd easily vote for me. But, so I'm going to go with one of my new ones right now because I want to make it a first round draft pick. It's going to be Trick Williams, Whoop That Trick with Booker T instrumental. Like, whenever I get ready to start this show, like, I always go in and I say, hey, Google, play that song as I'm starting to get ready for this show. Like, it just puts me in the zone right now. Just Whoop That Trick. Just great. So.
I like it.
That's my first one. Now, what do I go with the second one? I'm going to go with the one that always did it for me whenever I was younger. We Ready by Archie.
Oh, shit.
That's a banger.
That's lit. That's lit.
This one is fairly newer because I was going to call an audible and say, going on Booker T, we're going to go Booker T by Bad Bunny. But then I remembered the greatest music video of all time. It was his first single, Chambea, where he's standing on a roof with Ric Flair yelling "woo" the entire music video. So Chambea by Bad Bunny is going to be my second choice.
Good choice.
Nice.
Lord, you get 2 in a row, baby.
I get 2 in a row. Okay. Really, I got to go back in the days here. Hold on. Oh. All right. So if we're talking more hype out songs, or if we're feeling ourselves, I don't need just the earth below me, but I need the wind and the fire. And I have to go with one of my favorite months is September. So it's gotta be September by Earth, Wind, and Fire.
Ooh.
Got to get the groove on.
God,
Incredible.
Jeff is so cultured. Jesus, I'm over
Right?
here picking ratchet shit.
My guy, I will have to say I listen to a lot of good music. And on top of that, I had to listen to a lot of bad music to get to where I'm at. But I will. Ooh, another one. So we have Earth, Wind, Fire, but I'm gonna keep it in the old school department because I came out to it last time, this past UG4. I'm gonna say it again. If you want me to hype myself up, it will be Footloose by Kenny Loggins, if I'm not mistaken.
Ooh. All right.
So, I do have one other idea from down the road, but we'll get there soon.
Listen, yeah,
I was about to say
you got the final pick, so you're good. So,
oh yeah.
All right, so I'm gonna keep it ratchet. Still, I'm gonna go with Genuine. Back that ass up.
Ooh.
Like taking over for the 99 and the 2000.
Listen. Okay. So, revisiting the draft. we gotta think of some things because this is it. Like, this is all she wrote for us. Where do we go here? We take this at number 3, right? We take the final countdown. We have to take the final countdown. So
we'll
take the final countdown. Brian Danielson, I'll take it.
Hell yeah.
And then I will go. God damn it. This makes me so mad. I'll tell you my other ones after this of the whole list that I have here. But which one makes the final cut? The final countdown with Eye of the Tiger. It's got to be Eye of the Tiger. Has to be Eye of the Tiger.
Oh!
4th round pick of Eye of the Tiger. Are you kidding me?
You know, I love that Rainbow went motivational, and then Lord of the Dance went classic. And I'm gonna stick with horror music, and I'm gonna go with the greatest horror song of all time, and it is "Give Me More" by Britney Spears.
I do believe I have one more to go, and I have something.
I love all that music of all them girls who do drugs who are never gonna see the inside of a jail cell music. That's my shit.
Shit, I have. Oh no.
Good luck following that. Swaggy wins again.
If we do this, if we're doing a 3rd round Rushmore, I'm stuck between 3 things. I'm stuck between 3.
You get one of your 3.
Oh. All right. This is the last of the Mount Rushmores, yes?
Yep, it's your last one.
This is your last pick.
I'm at here's my crossroads. So, one of my biggest problems is I am a huge Cascada fan. And I mean huge. Like, I will go to her concert if she is in the States. Like, I will literally move my butt over there. Hello, Candy Ma'am.
You can steal it. You can steal it. Do it. Steal the win from me. You know the right answer. You know the right answer here.
Wait, I do?
Yes. You can steal this victory from me.
Because I mentioned Cascada.
There's only that one song might beat my entire list. I'm not gonna lie.
I will say, yeah, like, don't get me wrong. Every time we touch, that is the one that will always be the one that's in my heart. But
get this feeling.
The only thing, it's probably, that's probably gonna be. You know what? I'm locking that in. It is Cascada's Every Time We Touch. I will say the runner-ups I've been having in my head are "Dirty" by Christina Aguilera.
My guy.
And this is featuring with Redman. Like, that was really battling me up there. On top of Ninja Sex Party's "Orgy for One." That is a glorious song, right?
Wait, what's the questions for this Mount Rushmore?
It was songs that get you hyped.
Ooh, I don't want anybody else. When I think about you, I touch myself. Oh. Anybody? Anyone?
No, freaking that was great.
Tiffany?
We just let you do it, man.
Tiffany? I think it's Tiffany. I don't know.
How about the fireworks?
The fireworks were wonderful.
Really?
I was miserable the whole time. Like internally, nobody could tell. I feel like I played it cool because it was hot and bugs and people and everything was like wicked expensive. And then the fireworks came on, and I'm like, I'm so happy to be here. Like my mood. I love the 4th of July with families. Like it was worth it. So I had it a 10.
You're here now, though.
Yeah. So I came home, the girls are in bed, I smoked some marijuana. I'm feeling
Yes.
good. I'm feeling good.
Side note, I know I usually drink. I don't normally smoke, but I have been not like in a like crazy amount or anything, but I have started to get into gummies recently.
Yeah.
Thank you, Pride Parade, and thank you, Lady of the Dance, because I got 2 certain packets, and one is for calmness, and the other's for sex, and it's all fucking good.
Yo, see, I'm like wicked weird, right? Like I don't get horny when I get high. Like when I get
Honestly,
high, like don't
I get too
touch me.
paranoid. Yo, yeah, I don't want to be touched. Honestly, I'm trying to center. I don't.
Yeah.
Fucking the worst.
But drunk ma'am, she trying to fuck. Hi ma'am. Nah, just rub my back and don't talk to me.
Just tell
Rub
me
my
you
back
love
and tell me I'm good, and feed me pancakes, and rub my throat if I'm getting choked out. There we go. Anyway,
There you go. Yo, I feel like Lord of the Dance is a kinky guy.
Yo, Lord of the Dance probably spanks.
Yeah, Lord of the Dance. Are you a choke me daddy?
I am a choke me daddy. I am a top. I technically am a switch, but I'm more of a top. I think. On top of that, and literally on top of that, before I even did more of like the ballroom scene, I actually used to do a little burlesque back in the day.
Oh,
So
that's awesome. I love that.
it was a lot. Wait. I know we're still in Mount Rushmore, but very quickly, I have to tell this story. This is
Oh no, we're done with Mount Rushmore. Go ahead.
Yeah,
You're
go
good.
ahead.
Okay, good. Okay, so there was one of my first ever burlesque routines. It was for cosplay stuff, and I was with a group. I'm not going to name the name because they don't exist anymore, and I don't want to like Beetlejuice it into existence again. But it was myself and 4 or 5 of other girls that I have talked online. I've met a few at other conventions. But one of them reached out to me and was like, "Hey, are you comfortable wanting to try this out?" And I go, "You know what? Yeah, let's give it a whirl." Because like I was the crazy guy to run around, and I like to show whatever I like to show off.
Hmm.
Also, I just thought it'd be. It's like I view it as like nothing like sexy. I thought like more of like a skit in like comedy shenanigans.
Yeah.
So I'm dressed up. If you ever played Overwatch, I played Soldier 76, or I dressed up as him. I had the gun, the whole mask and visor. Uh, Now, no offense to the ladies that went up, but I guess maybe I'm seeing this from an audience perspective, and I'm kind of like, I don't feel engaged, or I don't feel like horny, if that makes sense. It
Yeah,
wasn't
yeah.
even like don't get me wrong, they were cute as fuck, they're hot as fuck, but like when they're doing the dance, I'm like, eh. Like
Right.
it was fun.
You don't
But don't
picture
get me
like
wrong.
in bed with them doing those moves.
Oh no,
Right, right.
absolutely not. So up then comes I do 2 different I did 2 different shows. I did a Dream Daddy cosplay, which it was hilarious. I was like, I had a friend in the front row. We were kind of like doing a little like guy on guy action just for shenanigans' sakes. It was funny. And then I go to Social 76, and that's where I actually cut Footloose. And let's just say wearing leather and trying to do Footloose, it is insanity. Don't do it. You'll be sweating balls later. Started ripping everything off. Everyone's going fucking wild because it's the hype song. It's me dancing like a fucking nutcase, up and down until you get to the bare bottoms. And because usually for guys we would they had like a weird rule where like we had like not even guys could show nipples. We had to use pasties or some shit. So
Oh wow.
that was there. I think it was just, I guess it was like convention policy or whatever. But up until that point, I'm thinking like, okay, like they currently see me in like one pair of underwear, but it's like, and I'm like, as like the song's picking up, and I'm like, you want to see what's underneath this? And everyone's just like, wait, what? It's like that's not the end of the underwear. I rip off another pair of underwear, and I shit you not, I had to wear one of the most uncomfortable but ass looking good underwears of all time, and it was a sexy male Hello Kitty underwear.
Oh
That shit
wow.
was hilarity just because the fucking Hello Kitty mascot's face was on the left cheek of my ass, but it made my butt look so damn good on and I hate it and I love it.
Wild.
Wow. That
The
was
most
cool.
wild thing was after because I was the closer, everyone lost their shit. And this is me like not knowing what to do with like this round of applause. There was a tip jar. Everyone was like tipping all the all of us for that matter. One random person came up to me. It's like, "Hey, I'm giving you a $100 because I have no idea what else I can use this for, and you just made my fucking night." And as she puts it in like my little waistband of a thing, I look back at everyone. I'm just like, "Is this normal?" Because I didn't know what
Wow.
to do.
That's amazing.
But that was my only like claim to fame with that. Like I've done a few other shows with it. I had a fun time. I've done stuff with Pi. I've done stuff with other cool people. Uh, at the end of the day, like I did substitute me getting out of clothes to me getting into clothes, and now yours truly can shine in either with or without, no matter what. But I would prefer it to be clothed just to show how sleek it looks, and I like to go for style points here. Also,
Bravo.
Candy ma'am, I have to ask because Swaggy D's in here too. Are you a real beater? Yes or no?
Yes. Can confirm the biggest beater of the beater clan. I had to show off some of my beater supplies, if you know what I'm saying.
Yeah, so after GM Ma'am gets created, Beater Ma'am is coming.
Beater.
Beater, ma'am. I have like so for the nights that like I don't know. Before I started playing this game, Dan used to go on car trips, and I would be horny, right? So they had
Yep.
this like mouth. It's made of silicone and it's a mouth, and there's like a tongue inside,
Wow.
and it wiggles like this with lips that do like a pulsing suckage. So
Yeah.
I was like, yeah, I'm a real beater too. Look at Drew. I was like on Discord with all the TVA boys. I'm like, look at this fucking mouth.
Oh yeah, we forgot about Ma'am Ma'am.
They were like, what the fuck? And yeah,
Ma'am?
we became best friends after that.
Bring this a little bit.
But yeah, I'm a real beater, baby.
Hell yeah, brother.
Also a switch. More a top. Wait, if a woman's a top, does that mean she likes to ride?
Yep.
All right. Well,
My
your
lady,
girl's
my lady.
a top and a
I would say
bottom.
my lady of the dance is also a switch. Sometimes, more so bottom. But when she likes to sit up upon the throne, I'm like, well, I'm not going anywhere, and life is good. Here we go.
Break my face, mommy. Wait, what? Mommy,
Yeah.
more
Yo,
riders. Let's go.
yo,
Freaking
yo, real talk. I thought
yeah,
I had.
more
I
riders.
know I have
Let's
strength.
go.
Woo! I will say I thought I had. I know I have strength in my legs when it comes to dance. My lady of the dance, she likes to do body pump classes, and her thighs. Oh my god! And I'm not even joking. Legitimately, this morning, she was koala gripping me like legs over, arms and everything, and I could not get out. Like I couldn't wiggle my way out. I couldn't grip strength it. I'm like, oh my god, I'm marrying this woman. I want to marry this woman now.
That's funny.
So if and when I know it's
Titan.
so my goal.
Wow.
Oh.
That's my tag champ right there.
There's a reason I got
Whoa.
that mustache. Let's go.
Woo.
Boy.
He got a beard. I'm trying to wet it. CA1, just like his credit.
Alrighty, Jesus.
Wet ass pussy. Wet ass. No, I'll stop.
Alright,
Oh,
well,
Wait,
You
I
guys
ain't
gonna
lost
look
a fight, but I'm looking for a beating.
There we go.
All
That's
right.
my
You gotta whip
favorite
out your
line.
deck, Candyman. You gotta whip it out.
Mm-hmm.
Mm-hmm. Oh gosh. All right, Tom. We just Mount Rushmore. We just talked about. Oh god, there was so many things we just went off topic with, and I love it.
Sorry,
Oh
guys.
god.
No, that's
No, we're good. We're
that's the
good.
beauty of this show. This is what
Jamming like
people
a
want.
wrecking ball.
Like they can watch 2 hours of this and be entertained.
I know. While they're waiting for whatever finals to go off. Listen, Tim. I know you said you went 0-3, but it's probably a blessing in disguise, especially since they don't believe in time limits. They're probably playing till 6 in the morning. Fuck that noise.
Yeah. I don't know.
And
I've
this
been
is
super uninspired by online tournaments lately.
Yeah, dude.
Not
I
sure
feel
why. The vibes just
I
aren't
feel like it's
there.
they're not. They really aren't. And like, I think the only time I play is if I know it's like a quick format, or if like Griff is running it, who like is really anal about time limits, because friggin'
Mhm.
every time every twice a year when he runs them, he's like, nope, we're doing 50-minute time limits. Shut up. And then
He knows. He's trying to go to bed.
I know exactly. All of us want to go to sleep. None of us want. I don't want to talk to half of you motherfuckers anyway.
With
So
I think with our locals, we do like 30 of the we do like 30 of the 35-minute time limits, and then if it goes and it hits that mark, then crowd meter goes to 5, gimmicks are blank, shenanigans happen.
Yep.
Oh, sorry, give me 1 second, I'll be right back.
damn. So how many times did that happen to Haas? Well, that's mean. That's mean, Dory. That's
So
mean.
Lady of the dance was like, I heard you were talking about my thighs, big boy.
Yeah, no.
I heard what you were
You're gonna,
saying.
you're gonna see a leg lariat come through the fucking window.
Oh my
It's gonna
God.
be fantastic.
You need that card, leg lariat.
Sorry about that.
Oh, that's quite all right.
Oh, we
All
thought
right.
you were going to come back with the lady of the dance wrapped around
Oh,
you.
It's like, yeah. Listen,
we were hoping.
No,
I
no,
was hoping.
Flame Fighter, don't
no,
worry.
she's
You're the
passed.
one that
She's
saw
passed
fourth
out
one.
currently right now. As much as we have I have a little potato of a dog named Darla, and she's cute as hell. She likes to bark at her own shadow. I'm
Yeah.
like, what's going on? Like who?
Oh,
Like
so she's fat and stupid. Got it. Just like me. Look at her.
oh, she's small. She's like a 9-pound potato. Like you can't see her in the middle of the night unless she sticks out her tongue. That's how like dark her fur is.
Oh,
But
wow.
it's so it is funny as hell. It is she just I swear there'll be like one morning like I'll wake up and she's literally like on her back going and it's just like the weirdest thing and I love it. If I ever get her actually shenanigans. Wait, you all have pets as well or no?
I
He's
do.
going to be featured on Candy Shop Talk.
What pet what do you have?
Candyman Dan just appeared in nothing but a
Oh,
towel on.
Let's
Oh.
go.
Balls peeking
Whip.
through the fucking front of the towel.
Whip it out. Whip it out. Whip it out.
Sir, I'm trying to keep my job.
I'm trying to keep
Wait, you have a job?
Yeah, this shit. And if like, listen, if we're gonna get censored, it's because my balls are on screen.
Right.
All right.
Right.
You know,
That's
that is
fair.
the beater mentality. That is the beater mentality.
It really is.
Oh gosh. The
So-
fact that I get to meet. Oh, go ahead.
Let's circle back to something because I think every once in a while we talk about some things that need to be addressed on this that nobody else will talk about it in any other fashion besides what we talk about because we'll bring it out to the public. What are your thoughts about why online play, it seems, has diminished recently that you brought up? I will start because if I'm going to start the shit, I'll start off with it. The reason why is because I don't like the time. Like you said, I'm not trying to sit there all night. I like when we do our locals, online for TVA, like we're done in 2 hours, maybe. I'm not trying to sit here for an hour and a half to make Top Cut, to sit there for another 45 minutes. And then, unfortunately, the dice go cold on me, and I'm out after waiting for basically 2 hours. So, to me, and it's not a negative as far as that's concerned. Like, if you want to sit there and just keep playing all night, like, that's you. Do you. But for me, like, I want to play a few games, be done, a couple hours, done.
Yeah. Like, if I want to stay on extra hours online, it's because I want to shoot the shit. And also, like, I know I'm done with the tournament when I'm looking at my phone and contemplating going on X videos instead. So, like, 10 out, like, I hate when, like, because I don't dilly dally. I'll win or lose within 20 minutes, usually, right?
Mhm.
So usually my pod is done within an hour. I hate waiting for 3 hours for a pod to get done because every slow dickhead wants to play on the same night I want to and asking
Yep.
99 questions about a fucking discard when, like, oh god, people are just infamous asking about the discard. Motherfucker, I haven't had a turn.
Right,
Same
that's the
shit.
worst.
It's the same shit, bruh. Play your fucking card. It gets
It's the
stopped.
Matt Haas effect. Oh god,
No, like no, it's the Jonathan Thu effect. Let's be honest.
that too.
Yeah.
Fucking king criminal of that shit. Motherfucker's the snake pit of asking asinine questions. It's quicker for the match will make quicker if you just throw the card and I stop it and then you bury it and we keep going.
Yep.
Stop trying to be the freaking lady with the math meme every fucking turn roll. Just play a card. I don't give a shit. You know what? Sometimes if you keep asking enough questions, I might not even stop the motherfucker because I want the game to end. All right? Jesus Christ.
Amen,
So-
baby.
Fuck, bro.
So as far as like online stuff goes, like again, I don't do as like I have done like a very 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 few amount of the online pop-ups, but the only other times I've really gone online to do verses would actually just be for like title shots for that matter, or defending the title at that point,
Or this tournament.
or tournament. Yeah.
Oh,
Like to be fair,
who's the GM that gave you that shot?
I know it's the lovely Candyman over there. I remember.
I'm such a fair GM. I spread the love all over the community.
Hey,
I
Candyman,
know.
I have a question. When me and Rambo smoke everybody in the six-stop tournament, are we getting tag title shots?
Tim and I are gonna address the finals and top cuts, and if we like you, maybe.
Oh fuck.
Maybe.
We have to go off you, Rambo.
Shut up! I love you. You're one of my best friends in the whole world.
So I guess I may have a little bit like with me in online play. It's kind of I feel back during Faction Wars 5 when my first Faction Wars ever. I loved meeting like everybody. However, I can already assume some people didn't weren't too keen of me. Like, unbeknownst to me, my internet likes to shit on me. So during some matches, like I literally just had to like stop playing this. Hopefully, the internet get back on and go. And I know it's never happened that often, but like there was still a good amount where it's like, okay, that's a problem. And this can also be said to any other player where you're having a match and oh god, they disconnect. Now you want to think like, okay, that it's definitely the internet's fault, but then you're kind of thinking like, okay, are they going to screw with their deck, with the dice, anything of that nature? And I don't know. There's a lot of like, there's a certain lot of like variables to it. So I don't think necessarily it's dying, but I do see where it's like, I do see where it can be on the decline for that matter. As much as I would prefer to play in person just like anybody else, I do know not everyone has like $600 to fucking and an arm and a leg to fly to another state to like play someone there unless damn you got like a sugar daddy or some shit. I guess with and as you were asking, like the both of you were going between how long like a pod takes, how long players play because of their play styles as well. And it can, and again, a lot of it can also be chalked to like luck of the dice. It can happen. I would say in any format, like I don't know why the time limits need to be like almost toward an hour, where it could be literally have that or less, because that will get people to think quicker on their feet or think like how to be fast acting as well as strategic in that sense too. That's just my personal take on it. But for those that like to play the long game and drag the match out to like a 1 hour, if a match gets dragged out to like 30 minutes or beyond, I better see a crowd meter 5 and I better see like the craziest shit flying. Like it needs to be that level. If it's still crowd meter 1 or 0 after like 30 minutes, we need to bump that shit up fast. Yeah. And that's where the Lord of the Dance comes into play and plays those crowd meter boosts just to say, fuck this game, we're done with it. Let's move on.
Listen, like our one long game was the Jamie Senegal game, but it wasn't like we were dilly-dallying either. Like, it'll happen. Long games will happen. It's just it's always consistently the same people. And it doesn't matter how fast your gimmick is, they take forever.
There's a take forever thing. Like, there's some gimmicks that maybe I'm not one to talk.
Yeah, fair enough.
Maybe I am not one to talk because I made the gimmick to say shut off stops in a sense. Like, you can still play them. It's just there is no text. You cannot stop anything. There's no extra effect. It's dead. Now a lot of people can look at it and be like, "What the fuck is this?" It's like, well, out of all the other fuckery cards you made for recursions, draws, stat boosts, and everything in between, it's like, well, here you go. I remember like King Bjorn. I think that was like an ideal of the gimmick, like at least a birth stop, like a starting of it, where I think it's like if your opponent stops one of their cards, that stop has blank text. So it effectively says like the stop still happens. You're still stopping his card, but you don't get like any extra effects after that from what it more or less reads.
Mm-hmm.
And this is where the kind of that mindset of like, why don't you just completely turn off the deck? Like, everyone's running at least 15 meta stops in their deck. Like, you put this competitor in. Now they have to think, okay, like, what's the strategy?
Florida aggro hasn't cracked the code to your competitor yet.
I'm surprised as well because it's not that hard to crack.
It's right up there.
Oh, this gets better. Hold on. This also has to bring in a little bit of the spiciness of like with Haas, only because he has a very real knack of like he'll look at your competitor and then he's thinking, okay, you have this stat and this skill and this and this. You have these cards. You have this card. You have this card. You have this card. Like, he'll name the cards out, and I'm like, my guy. One, I don't care, but two, he's versed me plenty of times to know like I don't run the standards. I am here to put on a show, to beat some ass, and to continue to beat while I'm beating ass.
Right.
And I will say, but going back to online, sorry, I went off topic again.
Are you good?
You're good, baby.
Overall, it's a fun. I like the online community to a point where I get to play people I haven't played before, and even people that I have not seen at like Grand Gathering. But however, I do see definitely the downsides to it, because there are just times where we're kind of just twiddling our thumbs, waiting for another pod to be like, "You done?
Right.
You done?" It's like,
right.
Like if the time limit is up or the time limit has reached its limit, I do think there should be like a 5, like I do believe like there is like maybe like a 2-minute or maybe like a 5-minute overtime rule. Like, I feel like there should be like an overtime rule, and then that's it. Like, if nothing happens, there's a draw. Like, fuck it.
I'd rather just like draws happen and then just have to deal with the math on the other end.
Yep, we'll deal with the math on the other end. I rather, like, even in wrestling, there are draws. Even if we don't necessarily like them or you think it's a cop out, like, that's sometimes life. Like, you can draw at the end of the day and still make for good content too.
That's it.
My brain gets
the thing that I wanted to kind of talk about was like the way that we could, I didn't want to provide a problem out here to the SRG universe without coming up with some sort of solution. So, with mine, it would be, like we discussed so eloquently about the time limits. That's all I would say is one way to help is with the time limits. If y'all have anything else, please, by all means.
So I was going to say, like, what do you feel is a max time limit? Even if you were to give regardless of overtime or not, like, what is your max time limit for a match?
40 minutes, honestly. 40
I don't want to play more than 30, honestly.
40 is more than enough fucking time. Mm-hmm. And honestly, I liked when we were like implementing the 3-question rule for a while. Mm-hmm. We should bring that shit back. That was good. Like, 3 questions. You get 3 questions. Like, if you want to waste them on asking me what's in my discard pile for 3 turns in a row where I haven't won a turn rule, then that's on you. But I'm asking zero of those three questions because part of pro wrestling, or at least the illusion of pro wrestling, is you're supposed to know what happened, and you should be able to think ahead. You
Mhm.
can't, like, if you stand there freaking trying to compute what happened in your head, you're gonna get hit in the face with a steel chair. Like, it makes no sense to me. Like, snap go, just snap go. Like,
Not so.
listen, people view Super Show as a card game. I view it as a role playing game. Dice determine what happens. It's D&D. Like,
I
just
love it.
go.
Facts.
You can't stand there and look at your opponent and expect them not to kick you in the dick. Like, it's insanity. Like, I feel
My-
like there should be like a weird like steal the turn rule. Like, if you're just standing there shuffling with your hand, I'm like, all right, cool. It's been 5 seconds. I'm playing this. Let's re-roll. Like, make a decision and move on.
Side note, I still for the beaters squad and maybe for another crew that I would like to do, I need to run like a D&D campaign or one shots with y'all just because I want to see. I did this at Grand Gathering real quick. During one of the middle of the nights, I was with my faction mates, and it was Harvey Luster. Uh, it was Mr. A Wonderful. It was A&W. It was the root beer guy. There was root beer
Yeah.
guy and his wife, and I'm blanking on her name. Oh shit. Sorry. I swear I think her name is Stephanie. And if I'm wrong, I'm sorry, but
Oh, it's
I
probably
do
Stephanie,
remember.
right?
Yeah, it was
It's like
Stephanie.
yeah. I played
Okay,
her. She was
redhead.
very nice. Yes,
Yeah,
very much so.
they were all sweet, and I just ran them through like a really quick, like 1.5 hour one shot as their own characters in like the competitor, like as their competitor in the game. I had them like really quick, like okay, here's a quick little arena. Here's some NPCs, or here's some of the characters. Here's some of the other competitors. They had to get past a Bandersnatch and a oh my god, jester, right? Yeah, Bandersnatch and no Cheshire. My brain.
Mhm.
That was like one room. Another room was like a Ninja Warrior obstacle course, and then at the very end, think I actually had Rhaegar as like the boss per se, and that was actually a fun fight. And let's just say there was a lot of headbutting. There was a lot of headbutting and a lot of dumbassery and a lot of Harvey Luster wiggling the hips, making love to anybody that made eye contact with him. It was a good time.
Sounds like it. And speaking
No,
of a
sorry,
good time, that's what
go
we've
for
had
it.
here tonight. Like, it's been a wonderful time. I've enjoyed it. Lord of the Dance, thank you so much for joining us here live tonight on Candy Shop Talk.
Yours truly. Thank you. No, thank you, Rambo Apocalypse, and even thank you, Swaggy, and to the Candyman that has left us. I appreciate all of you for inviting me on, and also please stay tuned for Thursday with SRG. Thursday, July 11th for SRG's Talks with the Universe, as we are going to unveil this new entrance for This Is Our Moment, and this may be a game changer for a lot of people. Let's just put it in this context. Press 1P was like heard this and he was like, "Oh, that's broken." I'm like, "Okay, well, we're
I'm
we're
gonna give you a
putting it
secret
in."
about Press 1P. If he didn't come up with it and he thinks it's a great idea, he's gonna say it's broken because he didn't come up with the idea.
Yep.
Yeah.
So,
Rude.
but no, I love my New York
That being
squad,
said,
my locals. I love you guys. Please keep in touch. Please invite me
Yeah.
on if you ever want me to do any
course,
other
of course.
talks or crazy shit. I'm usually can be available on these Friday evenings for this kind of snack.
Perfect. Sounds like a plan.
Also,
Ladies and
very
gentlemen,
important. Everyone
yes,
who
go.
lost,
Oh,
root for the real beaters. Everyone who's gotten their ass kicked and got eliminated, it wasn't our fault.
the
Everyone
realest
from
beaters.
realist of beaters, like everyone except for Kurt Polka. If you owe him to
And real quick, CCC, it's gone live. Dizzy, vote for the LFF. A Father's Love. Show her all the Christian Cage gifs. She deserves them.
Absolutely.
We're going to go
Oh,
right
for
back,
God.
Custodian. We'll see y'all next time. Y'all have a good night. Maybe we're not. I don't know what happened to the raid. It was there. There we
It was
go.
No.
there
Oh, we
somewhere.
raided.
Everyone's
It
sweet
went. I
dreams.
was like, wait a second. What's happening?